Hey everybody, you're on the Royal Cameraman channel. Today I will explain why it is much more important than the other characters shown to us in the last series. I'll tell you all about it. Let's start at the beginning. For the release of the 75th episode, Dafouk published 5 spoilers on Instagram, and one of them was a very ordinary office chair. It was different from the other leaks because of its pointlessness. Dafouk likes to troll his followers, but not this much. Instead of drumming up interest in the series, he's just showing us furniture. Have you ever wondered why? Not once in the history of spoilers has he ever emphasized his surroundings. All spoilers have shown us at least one character. There's no point in showing a closet if there's no one hiding in it, right? Animation like Dafouk's takes a long time to create. If you look at the fan-mades of other channels, you can see that their animations are not even close to the quality of the series. Boom's videos have an exorbitant quality that is hard to come by for other creators working in Source Filmmaker. He has been doing this for several years and professionalism is enough. Each series takes super much effort and time. During the creation of the video, he manages to add their Easter eggs, a lot of details, and quality animations. What do you think? After a huge amount of time spent on the design of characters, locations, and plot development, he is ready instead of a beautiful, intriguing frame to add a simple chair that means nothing? I doubt it. If I were him, I wouldn't put such useless objects in the frame. I think it's not just office furniture, it's more than that. After all, recently Dafouk organized a festival of questions, where various popular YouTubers could ask him any question related to the series Skibidi. Then Russian YouTuber Fordel asked, "Is there an episode where you left something important to the plot but no one noticed or paid proper attention to it?" To which the author of the series replied, "There is, and more than one, which means we can expect anything, especially from things we don't even think they have a role to play." And you'll agree, this judgment is almost perfectly suited to our chair, which everyone laughs at and does not even think that it carries any meaning. But it does, and to prove it, let's look at all the moments when it appeared. It first appeared a leak before the 75th episode. After that, it was shown in the episode itself. It just rolled back without any help. But okay, we can chalk it up to the wind from the explosions. But if you've watched the whole episode, you'll remember that, as soon as the chair rolls backwards, the Skibidi toilets with rocket launchers start coming down that road. Looking at this picture from the outside, I personally think that this is a kind of gesture of the animator with which he shows how the chair, as if to make way for the going Skibidi toilets, to give way. You think that's it? You're wrong. Many people do not notice. But the chair is also seen in the moment when Cameraman turns towards the man. It's following the protagonist. It's obvious. It can't have just rolled to this spot. You may assume that it is another chair, but if you pay attention, there are no offices or other buildings around where chairs of this type can be found. There's nowhere for it to go, and it's not the best road. I don't think the bump and wind alone could get it to this spot without tipping over. Also, I will remind you that Dafouk does not make videos quickly, and each small detail for us, for him, takes an hour, and just so rashly add items he will not. Agree, if you remove the chair from this moment, the plot of the series will not change, but it's there. Dafouk spent time and added it here, which means it makes sense. The chair follows the protagonist and tries to stay in the loop. You know who else does that? Dafouk, but I'll talk about that later. Let's get back to analyzing the appearance of this object. After the given shots, the main character flies away with a new friend very far from the place of events, but on the way they are shot down, and Cameraman falls under the rubble from which he is taken out by a smoking cameraman. And then, you're not gonna believe this, we see that chair again. It's haunting us. There's no way this seat could have been on the grass, especially not standing up. There's no way it could have landed on its feet. It's not realistic. And again, just imagine a Dafouk sitting on this chair. It seems logical that he's watching the series, but that's not the point. In the car, you can see someone sitting in the passenger seat. I won't assume that it's Dafouk, because it could be some burned man, which we've been shown before. But for now, let's watch the next appearances of this mysterious character. Before the release of the first part of the 76th series, Dafouk again published screenshots of the new series. And again, there was a black office chair. Against the background of the fire, he stands whole and without a single scuff or dust. Now let's move on to the series. Naturally, in the episode, the chair appeared, and as it seems to me, very sharply and suspiciously turned at the sound of gunshots. Then before the release of the second part, Dafuk again leaked the footage, and again there was a chair on them. The same one. And in the series itself, there's a chair in that shot. It's turned to the road where all the action was taking place. It's like whoever was sitting on it was watching from the sidelines. And many viewers think that this is the end of the chair, but it doesn't. When the protagonist with his allies riding on Skibidi Tulente on the bridge, he is attacked by a flying astro toilet, to which the cameraman starts firing back. And throwing a yellow blob of energy at the enemy, he simply vaporizes. However, if we look closely, we see that the evil astro toilet was hit by a flying office chair. Leaving behind a green plume, he slid through the sky with incredible speed and helped the missed cameraman to survive. It's the green trail after it flies that worries me the most. At this point, it's obvious that the chair is not easy, but I don't think anyone expected it to be able to fly. And yet, how did that happen? Let me remind you that each race in the series has its own glow. For example, the TV mans have a purple glow, the speaker man has a red glow, but the Dafuk is green. So it was probably the Dafuk who hit the flying object on that chair. Well, why didn't anyone sit on it when we saw the chair in the episode? How could it move on its own? Let me explain. Dafuk has been on the show for a long time. His appearances are a mystery, but they surprise far fewer people. And in all the episodes where the camera has spotted it, the main character has ignored it. This is because cameramans and other Alliance agents cannot see the secret agent unless he wants to. For example, when Dafuk wanted to send an important message to the audience, he turned to us through Plunger Man. At that moment, the rest of us couldn't see what the late hero saw. Maybe it's too early for us to see the secret agent so openly. He's watching us and not making himself known. The theory that Dafuk is a computer man is also quite relevant. This confirms the fact of a separate glow color as a separate race. Now, as we know, computers are constantly evolving and getting smarter. It's likely the same thing happened to the secret agent computer man. If earlier to disappear from sight he had to turn on various recording errors on cameraman's cameras, which they did not realize, now he has learned to interact with cameramans so that even an outside viewer could not notice the interference. And that's why he's become invisible to viewers of the series. This may sound a little crazy, but I can't leave that chair alone. Such movement, and flight is something unimaginable for ordinary furniture that appears in the background. Dafuk is laying down more than just a location object here, and the 76th episode is just the beginning, the chair's first burst of energy. It will appear more and more often, more and more clearly, showing its power. This is the end of my video dissection of this character. Put likes if you like it, because I tried very hard and searched for material for this series, watching episodes several times. Subscribe to see more videos like this. But you are on Royal Cameraman channel. Bye bye.